We're looking for old cars. You know, barn finds.
Still got the original Goodyears.
I'm not saying there isn't something to the paranormal. We have seen a few strange happenings, like at this estate sale. The furniture had been in the house since it was built in the early 1950s.
Is this house pretty much unchanged from the 50s, you think?
Yeah,
Is this range from the 50s?
it is, and it still operates and works.
This is my grandparents' house, Lena and Carl Parks, and in the garage is my grandmother's car. It's been basically in this garage from the time she bought it, 1957,
Brand new when it got parked in this garage.
till the time she passed.
It was just easier to access the car from inside the house. We opened the door to look at the car, and boom, the light goes out. I noticed that. Later, somebody pointed out these orbs. This one moves from behind the refrigerator and heads for the door. And here's a second orb. There's more here, but first let's go to another estate. Similar in that the house is abandoned, and
Once he passed away, the property started going downhill.
the woods were full of old cars, including some Cudas.
This is a 61.
Time to cross that bridge that you said you would when you got to it. Hit the subscribe button, lower right of the screen. Can't run without y'all. So, on day one, I get there early before anybody else shows up. I'm hunting cars, and it's pretty fun seeing what we might find that day, like this old dart. I mean, those woods are beautiful, but trying to navigate through those thorns, I wasn't anticipating meeting up with a boogeyman or anything like that. Now, since I'm out there alone and in the woods, I'm thinking, whoa, what was that? It really didn't sound like a gun. I laid low for a while, and when I didn't hear any footsteps headed my way, I walked around the side of the house. And to the left of this green Mustang were 3 barrels. Obviously, one of these that made that sound. Kind of funny, and the stuff you run into when you're out there hunting old cars in the woods.
Our family had a very different dynamic, and that was the one thing that brought us all together, was that car, the car shows.
This 1958 Buick Super, last of the Harley Earl dream car designs. Okay, so the next little spooky event that happened, still shooting pictures, waiting on people to get there early one morning, and I had already heard the family history of this 58 Buick.
4 or 5 years old at the time, and we took it to the car shows for quite a few years. And I remember my mom making a skirt for me that looked like the old school poodle skirts and putting me into saddle Oxfords.
No sound except walking through the grass and my camera bouncing off these branches. And wouldn't you know it, just the instant I look in this car and see my reflection, I hear that eerie sound like I'm in a movie. Spooky stuff? Yeah, maybe. But it was nothing more than an old owl in the woods doing a real good job of spooking me out. Yes, I see a ghost, and it's me.
My parents, neither of them made a will.
So I've got enough pictures of that Buick. I kind of relax. I set my cameras down, grab my cell phone, take a picture, because a rainbow had just come along and formed itself along the side of that house. I took this casual picture, but it wasn't until I started looking at it that I started to manufacture the outline of a woman's face on the side of that house at the bottom of the rainbow, maybe a woman with black hair. And then I started to laugh, because the closer I got to the image, the more I realized that this was just smudges on the side of the house. When you go looking for something, you'll find it. This isn't real, is it? Back on the South Plains of Texas, we get smart and flip on the garage light. Then one more light that I have in my hand. And then Sean unlocks the garage door and opens it up. Now we got a lot of light. And yeah, it's the Skyliner. That top would fold back into the trunk, except it doesn't work anymore. And the car hadn't started in years.
Where is the hood release?
It's in here. Inside.
Now you gotta be watching when we open this hood.
There we go.
Okay, wait for it. See all that stuff flying out?
You know, Thunderbird special motor.
One more time. We didn't notice this debris at the time, but I'm pretty sure it is the same stuff we saw back in Southern Virginia at this estate sale in this 1973 Cuda that was buried up to its rocker panels.
This has still got the 4-speed in it, rally dash.
Okay, stop. Did you see that white particle fly into the car? Look, it's sitting right on top of this leaf. And now watch as it just lifts up and rises into the car. I'm thinking that's a cottonseed that flies around in a little ball of lint. Here's another one. Doesn't take much to get cottonseeds on the move.
There.
Okay, wait for it. Here it comes. The ball of lint. Again, cottonseed on the move.
This one was just put here like within the last 10 years. It was in the driveway.
No doubt, her dad's most prized car, this 1972 Cuda.
So my dad was like, well, if this one's in the backyard, nobody can take it from me.
And the day they finally did take it,
There is something up to like keep throwing pine cones.
At you?
They dropped like 3.
No, we're gonna leave
They're like, don't take my
I would
car.
hook it on the
Up there out of that nest, you mean?
Yeah.
We're pulling it this way.
They're dropping pine cones at us?
Yeah. They're mad.
mad about the car leaving.
My dad, he was the type of person that if he couldn't have it, nobody could.
Okay, on further examination, gotta be light because it splits here between the rim of that steering wheel and the column. And if you want to say that little ball of lint broke in half, well, watch it reunite. Then fly under that dash. So, if this isn't a cottonseed wrapped in lint, maybe these aren't cotton seeds either.